Now that down there, it's probably the hardest valley I've climbed out of. What's tougher, hiking up all the Munros in Scotland or hiking all the Marilyns around the United Kingdom? I've got my thoughts on it. Today I'm hiking 2 Marilyns. Once I get to the top of the first one, I'll give you a bit more information about what the Marilyns are, and once I get to the top of the second one, I'll try and give you a decision on what I think's a tougher challenge. So just about to start the ascent of the first of the Marilyns up to Inner Downey. That's in English. I think in Scottish it's Inner Dooney. So we're going to go and try and tackle this first one. I'm going to try and find a path now through the forest, because I've come off sort of beaten track way. I didn't want to go all the way down to Dunning. There's too many kilometres I was going to add on. So I've had to sort of cross country it using some of the farm tracks. We're going to now try and find a way through the forest, but I'm sure there'll be a way through. Yeah, I thought I'd stop and show you this. I've just come across about 200 metres worth of baby heads. These do take me back to my time in the Marines. They're absolutely horrendous for getting across. As you can see them here. If you can't, I'll zoom in once I've finished chatting, just so you can have a quick look at what they are. And then you can see from where I've just come, all over the place. Good old baby head. So I'm just on my way down now from Inverdooney, heading over to Lendrick Hill, the second of the Marilyns. And as promised, I said I would sort of discuss what is a Marilyn. Now, a Marilyn has its own type of measurement. It can basically be any height, but what it has to have is 150 meters of drop all around the whole hill or mountain, because it can be either. So that is the main feature of it, that you know, if you're going to go and hike a Marilyn, you know you're going to have 150 meters ascent minimum. So that's just for it to qualify as a Marilyn. Now, some of these Marilyns are over in the ocean, known as ocean stacks or sea stacks. They make it tricky. Only 10 people have actually, I think it's 10, it might be slightly past it, but we're around 10 people have completed all the Marilyns. There are 1,557 of them, and only, was it last year or the year before that, they added a new one which was up in Cape Wrath, and I can't remember the name of it, but I shall put the name around here because it's quite an interesting one and why they added it. But yeah, so they added that one recently, and no one's going to say that they're not going to add any more. But yeah, so I think that just gives you a basic description of what a Marilyn is, and I'm still to make my decision once I get up to the next Marilyn as to what I really think is a tougher challenge, Munros or Marilyns? Yeah, not too far now. It's going to take much longer than I initially thought. It's probably going to be closer to 2.5 hours. I had to cross so much land. Obviously there's no paths where I'm coming. So as you can see here now, just going to keep dropping down and then all up the other side. A few farmer fences to jump. It's a hot day today. It's absolutely amazing. Been so lucky with the weather. We must have had about 5 weeks without any rain. That's insane. So gonna make the most of it. Gonna sit here, chill, have a drink, and then get to the top. Down there, it's probably the hardest valley I've climbed out of. That was steep, and I'll say it's a hot day. But there's the tree line, if you can see it through the sun. And then I'll just follow the tree line until I can find a space to head up to the top of Lendrick Hill. Cool. So I'm more or less at the top of that nasty hill. Oh, I think somebody said you can have £100,000 to go back down and come back up. I'll probably say no. I'll do it for £1 million, but no, I wouldn't do it for 100,000. God, there's sections there. If I slipped, I was rolling all the way down. All fun. Right, let's get going. Finally made it to the top of Kendrick Hill. Here it is, and there's the trig point just behind it. Yeah, there's Ben Shepherd over there. Beautiful. Didn't even see in the distance. Coast of Edinburgh. Literally see everything. See Ben Vorlick, Ben Leddy. What else can we see? The King's Seat on the Ochils. We're on the far eastern side of the Ochils. So that's me on the way down from Kendrick Hill. Tell you what, tough day at the office. That was a tough one. I would not recommend to anybody to do what I did. The routes will be I'm going to start putting the route at the end of the episode, so if you hang on right to the end, then you actually see the fly-through route of the 3D sketch. But yeah, don't do that. Wait till lockdown's over and get your car and drive to the 2 parking lots. Don't try and cross from Inverdooney to Kendrick Hill, because it is an absolute nightmare. I think I climbed 8 or 10 8-foot fences. It was absolutely insane, and some of the inclines are gnarly, and you are probably on 20% path. This is my first proper path I'm on, leading from Kendrick Hill back down to the road. So I've got about 3k left to my house. I'm going to take a mini detour and go down to the river and have a swim. So I shall catch you all down at the river. So I finally made it down to the river. I'm still about a couple K away from the house, but I am definitely getting in this. This is looking epic. So I'm going to go for my swim. But as I said, I've got to come up with a decision. Was it the Munros or the Marilyns? And especially after today's walk, it's got to be the Marilyns, to be honest. The fact that there's like 6 times the amount, and when you're doing the Marilyns, you're doing more or less 200 of the Munros anyway. And it's such a cool challenge. You get to travel around the UK, doing them all over the UK, and if you live down south, there's plenty down south you can do. So I think that's all pretty good and makes it really exciting for everyone wherever you live, that you know you can tackle somewhere you live and then just travel around the whole of the United Kingdom, getting them even over to Northern Ireland. I think it's absolutely amazing thing to do. And for those that don't want to do all of them, try and do like the highest in each country or the top 5 in each country, whatever it is. The fact that there's so many of them, I think it's also an epic thing to just try and do and tick them off the list. So I'm going to leave you guys here and leave you with this amazing view that I've got and go for a swim.